Hello. 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 Happy February. And welcome to the daily political tarot and astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you for being here. I am here literally every single day of the year to take your political questions out of the chat. Just leave your questions in the chat before I come on. We have epic troll slayers. Thank you. Thank you for keeping us safe. And we have got a fantastic community because of you, because you have been so kind to each other and so kind to me. Thank you. And if you are watching on replay, hello, you can go down in the description box. All the questions are listed there. I timestamp them as I go, so you can pick and choose what you're interested in, or you can watch back on like 1.25 speed or whatever works for you. So hello, hello. Yes, it is February, and I dared not make him that any more orange. I tried a little. Yeah, anyway, that's Alfie. That's referencing Alfie. That's referencing Bailey. My two little knuckleheads, whom I love with all my heart. So, cards. I guess I'm gonna need cards. I don't know. Kind of feeling, even it is February. There is a red color. I could use various decks, but I am, considering what we're reading on and how awful some of these people are, I'm going to go with the Pulp Tarot. Not just because it has a red back, but yeah, because you are wonderful. They are scumbags. Yes. Okay. Okay. So, no, it is not Valentine's Day yet. We still have 2 weeks, but it is February. Thank you, Nettie. All right. Okay, so we've got a lot to cover today. I wish I could say it's lovely. Debsy says, did you all hear, instead of using a groundhog for tomorrow, they proposed using a cake, like for a gender reveal? Yeah. Yep, that was PETA suggesting that, a vegan cake. And then, of course, comedians were making fun of it, saying it was inedible because it would be a vegan cake. Let me tell you, I could make you a vegan cake. You would inhale. So, all right. Oh, my birthday is February 9th. Well, happy early birthday, James. Happy birthday. All right, let's do this. Mr. Dill, hey, Mr. Dill, says, or you can watch back on 0.25 speed so you don't miss a thing. Yes, it'll just take you a really long time. All right. Shall we? We will embrace the cuteness. We will embrace each other, even if it's just virtually. We will hold hands, and we will get through this together. All right. 3 minutes, 30 seconds in. Now, let me know if there's some kind of breaking news I have missed. I'm keeping an eye on headlines and whatnot. I haven't seen anything yet, but as of today, yesterday we talked about the tariffs, the felon potentially putting tariffs on Canada and Mexico. And then there was talk in the chat about, oh no, he's putting that off until March 1st. Well, no. I couldn't quite tell when the video was from, but Fox News was airing him signing, or him in the Oval Office. And he was talking about the tariffs, and there's real talk about them going forward today. I also found out today from MSNBC that 80% of French fries in America come from Canada. Really? I wonder if that's just in the processing, or if that's like them growing potatoes. I guess. And then before I came on, up here there was this great or who was it? Oh, I'm so sorry. Said, "You mean freedom fries?" To which I believe I responded something to the effect of Canadian freedom. So I'm so sorry. I can't find it quickly, but I'm sorry. Anyway. So anyway, White House says tariffs on Canada, Mexico, and China will go into effect Saturday. President Felon plans to put in place 25% tariffs on imports from Canada and Mexico, except for on oil and gas. It's 10% from Canada, because we get a lot of oil and gas from Canada. And 10% tariffs on goods from China. Apparently, almost, I don't know the exact number. What I heard yesterday was that almost all of the shoes in America basically come from China. I mean, obviously it's not 100%, but apparently it may as well be. So, but I think is I've been watching all morning, I've been searching, and I can't, they're still reporting it, but I can't find him like signing something or an official time. So, Ms. Gibson says the stock market crashed. Is that international or was that here yesterday? My understanding is that the markets aren't open on Saturday, but I am always open to learning things I don't know. Okay. Knight of Swords, aggressive, legislating, obnoxious. Yeah, anyway. So we have, this is Heritage Foundation, MAGA land, Two of Pentacles. This would hurt the economy. Here's the thing, though. In the interview with the felon that I saw this morning, he was saying that, there could be just some disruption for a while. But the last time I was in office, we brought in X amount of billions of dollars and da-da-da. Basically, those lies he's been telling on the campaign trail that we know are a load of potatoes, rotten potatoes. He really believes that. Laura Hammond Davis's Barclays Bank collapsed? I'll have to look that up. Oh my gosh. I thought Barclays Bank was massive, especially in the UK. Yikes. Oh, Lisa K., you just won the internet today. He didn't sign anything because now he can't get Sharpies. That was good. That was good. That made me happy. Shannon Arthur says Googling. Okay, thank you. That was good. This is the Page of Wands, which is weak. High Priestess. This feels underhanded. Eight of Pentacles. Working. Underhanded working. Don't forget, in this deck, in this card, he has her there under false pretenses. He thinks this works better with him. He enjoys the chaos. He thinks this all works better if everybody is on their toes, can't rest. Shannon Arthur says no, Barclays didn't collapse. It is undergoing a cyber attack. Oh no. Laura R says Barclay having tech glitches. Ooh. Ouch. Thank you. Well, for the past couple of days, I can't open because I use QuickBooks Self-Employed, and I can't open it on Google Chrome. Very strange. Finally, I thought, oh well, the 31st was such a big day for tax stuff. I figured, well, all right, well, so I finally tried like Firefox, which I never use, but I tried Firefox and it loaded right up. It's like, what? Shane Arthur says, yes, tech issue, not a cyber attack. Okay. Weirdness. Mimi says, I am coming to the conclusion that Felon 47 hates the USA. There is an astrological reason that he loves the chaos. Because Uranus is the planet of the unexpected. Remember, it's the planet that's instead of its axis being up and down like most planets are close, it's on its side. Technically, the north, what we would consider the North Pole by rotation, is actually slightly downward. So instead of pirouetting around the sun like most planets, it's like a bowling ball. And you just get this chaotic energy. But it rules technology and bolts out of the blue and sparks of inspiration and rules Aquarius. All of this. But the rebellious revolutions, revolutionaries. Trump has that planet in conjunct in the same place as his sun, his very sense of self. And it's opposite when his sun with Uranus is directly opposite his moon, which is his emotional nature. So his sun and his moon are on this seesaw where one gets elevated sense of self, and then he's emotional, and then he's mad because he's not feeling himself, and his ego goes up, and then his emotions re-emphasize themselves. So it's doing all this, but that Uranus is also going up and down in expression. It's a metaphor for the expression of it. He loves the chaos. It's in his astrology. It's right there. So Wilson says, I had a problem getting on Google Chrome yesterday too. Okay, thank you. So yeah, so he wants this unknown and not our prices. Okay, I've got to check prices then again because I can't get a straight reading. All right, I could do, I don't know if it would help to do a reading where I'm reading on Canada and then Mexico and then China for the tariffs because it's so chaotic. Nothing, Dylan. Not a thing. Uranus, the planet. Sassy Cat, I read on that yesterday. I think there might be something about it today in the description box. I'm not sure. But far right. He really does think that all that smoke that the Heritage Foundation and the finance bros are blowing in his direction, he's just sucking it up. Absolutely. So there's the Emperor. When is he going to make a decision? This isn't a game show, you big jerk. The sun, it's like a spotlight. Temperance, 5 of Cups. I don't want to I don't want to sound like a broken record. I really don't. I don't want people like, yes, we get it. But I just keep getting it every single day, which is you have a choice to be. Now, this will not solve everything, but there will be a marked difference in how the next year, 2 years, or more of your life, how well it will go based on if you are tracking, measuring, and being very organized with your resources, with your relationships, avoiding people who are chaotic, just making very boring, sensible choices, or people who say, oh, it won't get that bad. And when I say you, I don't necessarily mean like you, because we know this, but there going forward, there will be, like I've got that book over there. It's a diary a man was writing during the Great Depression. And he was specifically trying to follow the news and the banks, and he spent a lot of time thinking about who was being most affected and who wasn't. And of course, it was the most vulnerable who were the most affected. But he said that there were a lot of people who they took too many risks. And in some things he said he took too many risks. So I know I'm boring. I keep saying the same thing, but I keep getting it. And there's some things that will happen or that are beyond your control. I understand that, but what I'm getting is there's an advantage here. There's a real advantage here. Okay. But he's just messing with this as far as when these things are going to go forward. Copy says you say what you see. That's true. That's true. But I know some people are like, oh. Roseblue's asking, is the National Pride Celebration, etc., canceled in DC now? I believe a lot of that stuff is canceled. Apparently no one in the federal government is to celebrate like Black History Month or whatever else. And Kelpie says it's crazy yet repetitive. So, all right. Will we get an actual answer on this, or is he just going to fuff around? Have you seen those cute animal videos where they do voiceovers as if the animals could talk? And on the cats, one of the things they'll do is they'll use the word fluff. And I punched him in his fluffing face. I like that. Fluff. Not that I like violence, but this was a cat. Little paw fisticuffs. King of Pentacles. Okay, he thinks this is good business. This man wouldn't know good business if it bit him. Trump steak, fail. Trump board game, fail. Trump airlines, fail. Trump casinos, fail. Trump water, fail. There's the plan. Yeah, a lot of this stuff isn't coming from him in the first place. The plan to make these decisions, Page of Swords, Page of Pentacles, Hanged Man. It's, again, who sees him last? Because when he put out the memo that was supposed to stop funding to all federal programs, basically, or almost all federal programs. It was someone from the Heritage Foundation who got a memo in front of Trump. Stephen Miller didn't even know about it. Nazi Ferratu was not in the loop. Or the crypt, whatever. Must have still been hanging by his toes from the rafters in the attic. It was daytime after all. Yeah, this is just weak. Who can get near him? And then we are left hanging. La, la. I like the bat emojis, Louis. All right, let's just move on. There's a new Department of Transportation memo. I'm assuming this is something that will spread, but for now it's coming from the Department of Transportation. Yes, because whether or not there's a road outside is going to make all the difference in whether or not someone has a kid. I'll just put 2115. Huh? New Department of Transportation memo directs funds to communities with higher marriage and birth rates. The memo also said recipients of federal transportation dollars must cooperate with immigration enforcement. The Federal Department of Transportation has issued a memo ordering programs supported by the agency to prioritize funding projects for communities with marriage and birth rates higher than the national average. Currently, the two states that are the highest on that are Utah and, was it South Dakota? No, South Carolina. It was something. I know it was Utah, and it was a South something. And beyond that, I don't care. I don't care. It's none of my business. And it shouldn't be the decision on whether or not people get the Department of Transportation. The unusual 4-page memo also directs thousands of employees to give special priority to projects and activities that improve transportation for families with young children. The directive applies to all transportation department-supported grants, loans, and contracts, including existing agreements. Newly confirmed Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy. Sean Duffy, come on down. You are the next contestant on destroying your reputation on a national scale. Newly confirmed Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy buried his agency's oddly specific requirement by describing the memo as focused on economic growth rather than population growth, and echoed Trump's criticisms of programs to improve diversity, equity, and inclusion. Oh. Ew. Do you know what this reminds me of? When I was a teenager in the 80s, there was one point, this was before the felon got involved in pageants and what have you, but there was this one point where I and most of the girls I knew, we received these letters from like national pageants or whatever, asking us if we wanted to try to become Miss pick a state, Miss America, Miss, whatever. I just laughed, ripped it in half, and threw it away. My best friend, she read it, She ripped it into tiny, tiny little pieces, put them all back in the return envelope, and mailed it back. Yep, Rita, I agree. Just creepy and gross. So I've got to look up what the term was. During the rise of the Nazis, there was a term for it. They had some kind of breeding program. I don't know what you want to call it, but young blonde German women were supposed to have all these children. And the term they had for these women, I forget what it was supposed to be, but apparently people who were making fun of it, making fun of them, and were disgusted by the whole thing. Apparently, the official word sounded very similar in German to the word for German mattresses. Whew. Okay. Wheel of Fortune. Look, if you're young and you're in love, you do you. Just be careful. Me personally, I don't have to worry about a lot of the stuff they're going on about. I'm 53. However, if I was any younger, just me, and I was still single, I'd stay single for the next few years. Honestly. Just a thought. But Wheel of Fortune. Here we go. Page of Swords. So this is pretty weak legislature. Why is it in the Department of Transportation? Three of Wands. So this is weak, and they think they're going to get something out of, they just keep throwing out these awful things, and they think it's going to, they're going to get something from this. Exactly, Ms. Gibson. It's only been 12 days since he's been in office. It feels like 10 to 20 years. Oh, yeah, it does not feel like 12 days. It's a lot. I do have a card of hope in the middle. I'm just a little concerned. I'm getting hope, and again, be careful with how you're using your resources if you can. The King of Swords. Yeah, they're gonna come out. There's gonna be more. There's gonna be more of this garbage. Lena says 4 Bs. Yep. Although from what I hear, it isn't actually really a thing in South Korea, but at the same time, their population growth has basically there are not many babies being born there. But hope for who? Hope for who? Good question, Mr. Dill. Yeah, it's not for us. The hope was related to the magician cards, the star with the magician card, which is you get hope from how you use your resources. But as far as hope, the hope on itself, yeah, this is just um, this man has conned this woman. She has no clothes on, and he's not painting her. He's just painting pentacles, and he's done this before. So he's lied to her and said that he's painting her portrait. In reality, he's just got this naked lady. He's just taking advantage of her. He's lying to her. Don't trust them. And the awful stuff they're talking about now, do not trust them, because there's more to come. The expression, you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. Oh, there's going to be more. We're only 12 days in. So that's a card for the reading. Page of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, Ace of Wands. This is extremism. This is absolute extremism. So be careful, be careful, be careful, be careful. All right, let us move on. Julie Hoffman had a question at 3140. I would think the better approach for Dumpy would be to discontinue the funding in the upcoming budget around March. That would be legal but very unpopular. Do you think Dumpy is headed in that direction? Discontinue funding in the upcoming budget? He'd have to go through heretics Speaker Mikey. She knows us need a reason to keep on. You? Oh, you absolutely have a reason to keep on. Oh, absolutely. Look, you're not, I say it all the time, you're not alone. We're in this. We're all in this. We need you. So upcoming budget in March. A lot of what he's doing, don't let him, I mean, we go through the news here so we confront all this. It's like therapy. We confront this. We talk about the truth. We talk about how it's affecting us, affecting other people. And then we've been informed, we have said our piece, and then we go be productive. Go be kind. Go be productive. Yes, hold on. News with friends. That is exactly the goal here. Make government boring again. And unfortunately, it feels like this is a dim and distant memory. So the budget agreement, to the best of my knowledge, it only goes through March. Am I correct in that? Oh, burn. Is that the term? Anyway, thank you. MAGA. Democrats holding together. Ace of Swords. Something new. Oh, he's going to try to take advantage of people. I mean, that's what he does. He's gonna, and they're gonna try to get this more heinousness through, but Democrats are going to hold together. That's going to make it really hard for them to be extreme. And there is like, this feels like a new agreement. Oh, thank you for becoming a member, Jeff. Thank you. Thank you, Bern. It's a mess. Yeah, this is just chaos. And Republicans, while MAGAs and Trump and the MAGAs are expecting Republicans to fall in line, I've got King of Pentacles here, which would be them falling in line, but also Page of Pentacles. There's some Republicans in pretty purple districts who want to keep their jobs. So it's not all dire. So that's good. Okay. All right. So Cosmic Goat Lady had a question. We have two aviation questions at 36 minutes in, and thank you for being here. Please do hit the like, subscribe if you haven't. Thank you. Will the airline industry be grounded in the very near future due to the felon's incompetent gutting of the FAA? Hello, Jennifer. I think prices are going to go up. Card for the reading is the Five of Pentacles, which is the pores, as they refer to us. The pores. Fewer of the pores can get on airplanes. And when the numbers go down, they will start blaming real ID, that it was just so many illegals flying before. It's like, I doubt it. It's higher prices, tighter budgets, and yeah. But here in the US, if you're overseas, here in the US, starting in May, is it? Last I heard, you can't get on an aircraft in the US, on a commercial aircraft, without having either a passport, even for domestic flights, either a passport or a real ID, which is, it's like a super driver's license, where you have to go down to the office, you have to bring in your birth certificate and all your information, blah, blah, blah. So, Nine of Wands, Three of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, Three of Cups. I'm not getting grounded. I'm just getting things becoming more expensive. And yes, the felon going in there and firing all those people from the FAA, not smart. That did not help. Their awful plans and tariffs and garbage. Queen of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune. So this feels like a wedding party or special something like special occasion stuff. And it says need proper state ID. In Arizona, there's an additional fee to get it. Oh yeah. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that. Yeah, there is. It costs more to get than a driver's license. Yeah. Great. Anyway. Yep, Sharon Rice, you have to pay an extra fee for real ID. Yep. Which is what they call it. So Linda Blue at 40 minutes in. Linda Blue had a different aviation question. Do you see travel by air between states or other countries being restricted in the near future? Now, I'm guessing you're not talking about, well, because it's a whole different ballgame if we're looking at travel between states and incoming aircraft from, I don't know, Muslim countries, predominantly Muslim countries, or whatever garbage he's tried to pull before. I'm going to look at the domestic situation. I had Real ID in Wisconsin, but then I moved to Illinois. Yeah, and I don't have a car. So, yeah. I have a driver's license, but anyway. Do you see travel between states and whatnot being restricted in the near future? Not directly. Trump's base of support and all the garbage they're doing. And when I say his base of support, this isn't just the cult. This is the Heritage Foundation and all of these extremists. Center's Page of Cups. That's people still being able to move around. It's just kind of weak. In the far right, they're waiting for waiting for their ship to come in as tour. Anyway, adding insult to injury. This feels like regulations, or they're really messing up the government. And if they keep messing up the FAA and what have you, there's so much regulation around the FAA, and we need FAA regulations. Yeah, you do not want just random, you want, Billy Jim Bob down the street, the mechanic working on your plane. You don't want that, trust me. But there's fuel issues. Aviation fuel is incredibly refined. And super expensive, etc., etc. Laura Wagner says soon we'll need Real ID to walk through town. I do have life continuing on, like average life continuing on in many respects. I'm getting these cards like the wedding, it's a special occasion, but like a big wedding thing. And here's happy families, even Democratic families, getting together, celebrations, living their lives, birthdays, all of this. Wheel of Fortune, Sun. But Six of Pentacles is just going to be super expensive. And I'd love to say that the Sun card is just super happy, as it traditionally is, but that's not the card I get for them messing with migrants so much is going to raise our food prices and cause disruptions. And oh yeah, that's true. DL, yeah. When Trump said you have to have ID to buy bread, this is a man who has no clue what it's like to live in the real world. Not a clue. Not a clue. All right. Okay, so at 4440. Let's go down to, I want to make sure there are a couple of questions I want to make sure I get to. And of course, anything I don't get to, I roll over to the next day. getting a bit hot. It's a little upsetting. Shannon Arthur was saying Black History Month and similar programs are now discontinued, or at least it seems so, by the federal government. Will this impact what children learn about the other, such as women or marginalized groups? Oh, look, there's the racist himself. Can guess who that is. There's the country. There's isolationism. It's not good. I mean, that's never good. But Ace of Cups, here's the thing. We're already more, if you think about it, we're more integrated than we've ever been, which is a good thing. Because then you start seeing people as people, not other. So there is already some integration, which is good, which is helpful. There's representation in media and yeah. There's a thief card, but there's also the hope card. Yeah, you can't really, let's put it this way. This isn't a genie you can completely put back in the bottle. Yeah, there aren't the issues anymore about, there's still too much, but it isn't as if, let's say, mixed race children get the same kind of grief now that they did 50 years ago, but it's not as good as it should be. There is hope, but expect policies that if you let it, it'll set your hair on fire. So okay, this was in the news, and but I didn't see anybody talking about it, so I thought you would want to know. For what it's worth, 48 minutes in. Hang on, 1 minute, please. Sorry about that. 48, 30. All right. I ran across this, but I haven't seen anyone talking about it. So Trump has fired the director of consumer financial, the director, it should be of the, this was a direct headline, and so they truncated the word. HE. Trump fires the director of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Mr. Chopra, he was, now my understanding, it's weird. Wasn't he hired by Trump toward the end of the last administration? At the end of Trump's last administration? Because he's got a 5-year term. But under Biden, Chopra was one of the more important regulators from the previous during the previous Democratic administration, who was still on the job since Trump took office. Chopra's tenure saw the removal of medical debt from credit reports and limits on overdraft penalties. So I'd say we like him. but he's now gone. Oh boy. So, Consumer Financial Protection Bureau Director. So what's going to happen with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau? This feels like something that Democrats will clean up later. Things are going to get murky for a while. Wild? Yeah, things will get wild for a while. Hermit, Ten of Swords, Wheel of Fortune. What this feels like is like, I know that most people who would be in a situation where they like go get a payday loan, they've already talked to family members or anybody else they can think of to try to have some alternative before they have to go to that. But what I'm getting here is your isolation makes your difficulties worse. And I'm just getting this feeling of talk to people. It's very easy to, I think, people my age, people older, and some younger people, there's still that big taboo about talking about your money. Not for everyone, but I'm just saying for a lot of people. And I know I'm trying to help my mom with her budget right now, and it took a long time before she would say anything. But it feels like the more isolated you are, the harder this is going to be on you. Do talk to others. Don't isolate yourself. And it could be about money. It could be about trying to figure out how to find alternatives to whatever it is. Don't isolate yourself. This is refusal. This is on the right. They're not going to listen to whatever problems. But it does feel like Democrats coming in later in future to start cleaning this garbage up. That's what I'm getting. Oh boy. 5320. I'll make sure I get to this too. All right. See, we're going to get through it. We will. We're going to get through it. See, it's news with friends. It's not always pleasant, but at least now you have a better idea what's going on. So Joe had a question. Is it possible that now things are so broken, it's time to create a new style of governance that is not authoritarian? So once we are you asking once we get rid of the felon and his ilk, which I believe we will, I honestly do, that we can't go back to the democracy we had? Do we have to do something new, different? Let me see. Future of our government after. Future of our government after the felon is gone. There will be a day. There will come a day. I don't wish it on anybody. I'm just saying that every one of us has an expiration date. That's life. Yes, Louis, make the law again. Funny that. Gene says there's never been enough physical cash for everyone to take their money out. Oh, there certainly isn't now. No, 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 no. Um, yeah, I know that there are a lot of people making huge amounts of money with crypto. I don't have the money to take that kind of risk. And if you're thinking about having anything to do with it, just it's not a matter of politics. That at that point, it's your money and being sensible with your money and really taking a good look at your risk tolerance because you could potentially, if you know the ins and outs, if you understand what's going on, I guess some people are making big money, but there are other people losing their shirts. So, and I like I said, I don't have the disposable income to get involved in all that. So, uh, honestly, just getting back to democracy would be pretty awesome. Uh, and I'm going to say for me personally, anybody, and I've heard people criticizing Biden and all this kind of stuff, and it's just like I don't personally, I don't want to hear it. I really don't. Bashing Democrats right now, no. There's only so much bandwidth, and there's way too much far, far, far right stuff going on. We can deal with our differences later. Sorry. There's a clear and present danger. So for me personally, uh, Three of Cups. There are elections. We will win. Oh, that's great, Laura Wagner. So glad I paid off my credit card in January. Congratulations. Excellent. Well, I do very much though want new laws put in place. I want Congress people to not be able to buy individual stocks, not to benefit directly from their insider knowledge. That would be awesome. We need to make some serious changes, actual changes once we get there. But there we will win eventually. But we do need to make changes. So, oh boy. But we're going to get through this. So let me get this for my message for us. Oh, Dwight says, paid off my car last year, my house next year. Oh, that's very exciting. Well done. 58, let's say 5830. Message for us. I'm hoping it's something other than be sensible. I keep saying that. There's got to be something else you can tell us. Message for us. Besides, you are not alone. You're not alone. All right, it's I'm the one doing the reading, so I'm just going to throw this in. I don't know that this is a direct message, just continuation of what I was saying earlier, or if it's just something that popped in my head. Whatever it is, I'm just going to reiterate this. Quit bashing Democrats. Seriously. Stop. that's that. Anyway, so things are moving very, very quickly. We know that. It's 12 days that really do feel like 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. So things are moving quickly. And these rotten human beings are taking these far right actions. And we are trying to cope. We are trying to find balance. We're trying to figure out how to sort things out and keep people safe and keep ourselves safe and all of this. King of Swords. And we're pretty laser focused on what's coming out of what's coming from politicians and law enforcement, but politicians. Five of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. It really feels like you need, okay, yes, do what you can, but it is so easy to be exhausted by all this and to lose faith or feel like we're on this slope that's just sliding down. But we've been through this before, not this exact version, but how many crises have we been through in our lives? A lot. And it was hard, but we kind of made it through. Greta's is not this bad. I mean, depends on where you were, what your situation was. But no, there is something to be said for, there was, I saw a short recently, a young person was saying, okay, a serious question for Gen X. Was it ever really this bad when you were growing up? And it's like, depends on who you were. Because if you're Gen X or Boomer or all that, it wasn't great if you were a person of color. Before 1980, as a woman trying to get a bank account, it's bad. But there were also some things that were like, some of this is kind of a throwback, whereas some of the stuff we were dealing with back then was institutionalized. And it was very hard to even get someone outraged about it. So, yeah. And says, pace yourself. We can make progress every day. And that's what we need to do. Yeah. So, hang in there. All right. Because crises come and go. But we look for the joy where we can get it. And we help each other. And do take time every day to get away from the news. Because you can know what's going on, but then get away and do something productive. Do something that feeds your soul. Do something every day that is relaxing. Make time every day for, kitty cuddles or whatever it is. All right, so that's going to do it for today here. But I'm all over the place. Four different YouTube channels. We've been channeling a lot of white light, been stretching and breathing and channeling a lot of white light during the Stay Calm live stream just before this one on the Stay Calm channel. In a couple of hours, I'll be over on the Creative Sprints channel. Got all kind of stuff to do, creative stuff to do. And Yeah. Other than that, I'll be right back here tomorrow. I'm here literally every single day. And some of you are too, which is amazing. It's great hanging out with you. Thank you. All right. So hang in there. Please remember, you are not alone. We are in this together. And there are good days ahead. It can seem a little dark, but they're out there. All right. So hang in there, and I will see you later. All right. Take care. Take care.